everyone, and welcome to my channel, Talking with Timaiah. So before we even get started on the topic of this video, I would like to say, hit that button, hit that button. Yes, subscribe, and also hit that button, hit that button. Yes, I hope I'm not pointing to the dislike button because that's not what I mean. Thumbs up this video, you guys, because you guys already know it's a video from me, so it is a great video. Show your support and thumbs up. And I want to definitely say thank you guys so much who have been supporting me on my journey through school and who have been supporting my channel and sharing my videos. Like, y'all have no idea how much I love you guys. So if you're new to the channel, subscribe and welcome to the family. And if you are a returner, please just hit that like up button and just continue to show your support, and I'll do the same for you all. If you guys have channels or content that you guys produce, please let me know so that I can go show love, because I cannot express how much I appreciate the support. So let's get into what this video is about to be about. Based on the title, I'm sure you guys know, which is why you clicked on it, but I am talking about the vast differences between law school and business school, as well as the similarities. But for those of you guys who do not know, I am a dual enrolled student. So I am a JD student, which is a law student, as well as an MBA student, which is a business student. So the way the program works is I finished my first year of law school, and now I'm currently in my first year of business school. So it is a 3.5-year program, and I'm gonna get into it. But you guys, it is a lot of work. It is a lot on the brain, but it is definitely doable. So I'm going to get into this video. I'm going to make sure that the video is not too long. My last video, my sit down video I posted, was like almost an hour, so I do not want this one to be that long because I know y'all have stuff to do. But let me just get into some of the basic things, and if I don't cover something or you have further questions, as always, you can reach out to me via my social media, which is right here, my Instagram as well as my Snapchat. And you can also contact me via email on my business email, which is right here as well. So let's get started. I first want to say thank you to Timmy, who reached out to me with their tea. So they have 2 teas that they sent me, and you guys, like, I'm not gonna play y'all. Y'all know who I am and y'all know what I'm about. I keep it super real, and I play 0 games. So when they reached out to me, I just was like, you know, this is one of those Instagram teas with the little models be posting, and I am not that and they are not me. So I don't have time to be wasting my time fake drinking tea. But I tried it, and y'all, it is bomb. So it's not like, yum, this is delicious, but it's like, I'm thinking I'm seeing some benefits. So the first one that they sent me is their Timaiah Focus Tea. And focusing is something that it's a lifestyle. I have to focus, and sometimes it's super hard. And I have sometimes a very difficult time focusing, but this really helped me just kind of shut out everything and just get to work. So this is their Timaiah Focus Tea. And then another one that they sent me, which I'm currently drinking, is their Timaiah Alive Tea. So it came with 15 bags. I'll show you guys what the bags look like really quickly. It's just like a little bag like this, and then I just kind of put it in and put the hot water and then drink it. And they also sent me this really cute tumbler, which is pink. Y'all know I love pink. So yeah, I'm really thankful for that. And they also gave me a code, so you guys can use my discount code below and get 15% off. It's Talking Tim, and yeah, you guys should give it a try. Like, I'm not gonna lie to y'all know that. So give it a try, and I think you guys will definitely like it, because I do. So let's take a sip so y'all can see I'm not lying. I just spilled some, but still good. So moving on to what this video is about, the differences between law school and business school. So the first thing that I want to talk about, which is different, is the admission process. So for those of you guys who are interested in law school, you know that you have to take the LSAT, which is the Law School Admissions Test. That is a test that sucks. We do not like it, but we have to do it to get to law school. I have several videos on the LSAT process and taking the LSAT, so be sure to check those out if you guys haven't taken the LSAT yet. But for law school, you have to take the Law School Admissions Test. For business school, it is different. You do not take the LSAT, but there are 2 options depending on what school you go to. The typical test that schools would like students to take is the GMAT. I did not at all take the GMAT. I took the GRE. So the school that I'm enrolled at allows you to take both the GMAT or the GRE. And I obviously chose the GRE because I heard it was easier. And my background in math, as we will get into, is not the brightest, not the strongest. So I took the GRE. In general, I am not the best standardized test taker at all, and I know a lot of you guys struggle with that as well. but it's just a method of applying yourself. For the LSAT, I used Power Score as well as some self-studying as well as Kaplan for reading comp, and for studying for the GRE, I used a Kaplan trilogy type book, which covered all the sections. I don't want to get too much into how the tests go because there are so many videos on YouTube about that, but just in general, those are the tests that I took to get into the programs. So the admissions process, I took the standardized tests that go with those programs as well as an application. So for both my law school admissions process as well as business school admissions process, I had to have letters of recommendation. So for business school, I used two people. I used one person from HBO and then one person from a community service organization that I was with. And for law school, I used professors as well as the dean of students at my institution, as well as my sorority graduate advisor's sister, who is a really big lawyer in Virginia. So, you know, who you use is up to you, but you really want to use people who can really attest to your character as well as your academic performance. So yeah, that is the process. I also had to write an essay for both. The business school essay was a lot more lax than the law school essay was. For business school, I just kind of talked about why I wanted to go to business school and what I wanted to essentially do. For law school, it was kind of like a lot, like really fluffy, telling a story type of thing. So yeah, they're different, but that was the process of getting into both of the schools. The next thing is my schedule. So for scheduling purposes, law school and business school are much different. So for law school, I had classes 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. Business school, on the other hand, I have classes twice a week in the evenings from 6 until 9:30. So in law school, I had morning classes. I was up in class at 8 a.m. every single day, which blew my mind because if you guys know me, you know that I am not a morning person, and I am still not. After a year of waking up at like 6 or 7 in the morning, I still would rather not. So yeah, business school, the scheduling, having classes twice a week in the evening is definitely more enjoyable for me. I can kind of come to class super chill with like leggings and a big hoodie and like just be chill and like learning, as opposed to law school where I was coming and like trying to really look my best so that I could feel my best. I find that when I'm really like trying to get dressed and wearing a cute outfit or wearing heels or like doing my makeup, I want to kind of be there and be a little bit more positive. Business school, I'm kind of already positive because it's like my speed, like it's evening classes, super cool, super chill. So I'm chilling in business school with the scheduling, but not the workload, let's be clear. So in regards to planning, as you guys know, or maybe don't know, I'm going to put this down now. I am a huge planner. So this is the planner that I actually used my first year of law school as well as my first year of business school. So it is the Lilly Pulitzer agenda, and it lasts from August 2016 until December 2017. So I will be needing to get a new one pretty soon, but it was just really interesting to be able to look back at my schedule from law school and how I was planning, and how my planning really consisted of just a legal research assignment here or there, looking at property notes, reviewing outlines, read textbook, read this page, read that page, and then looking at my business school planning, which is a lot different. Now I do crazy to-do lists. So I bought this little pad that I write down like all of my assignments for the week and just kind of like check it as I go. And then I also just kind of write like big things in here as well. And if you guys want to see a plan with me video or a planning video on how I like organize my planner and how I plan, please like this video, which you should have done already. If you're just liking it, I'm a little upset with you, but we can get past it. Thumbs up, and also leave a comment and I can try to do that video for you guys very soon. But like I said, in business school, a lot of to-do lists because the assignments are many, and I'm going to get into that more in this video, but I have a section for that. I took notes so I can be organized for you guys. But like I said, I have to make to-do lists just so that I can make sure that I complete all the assignments because there are so many assignments to complete. So that brings us to the next topic, which are assignments. So like I just said, in law school, my classes really consisted of reading, and you really went at your own pace. Of course, the professor would say, you know, we're reading this section now, we're reading these pages, blank through blank, and once you went to class, if you did not read those pages and you got called on, you're screwed. However, there was no really accountability process for the professor to ensure that you were doing the reading. So if you decided, like, I'm not reading today, and you just didn't read, that's that. Like, if the professor called on you and you didn't know, you just didn't know. There wasn't really like, okay, you're losing 5 points for the day. Like, it wasn't like that. Business school is super different. Assignments due like every single day. So I'm in 3 classes now, which is a marketing class, an economics class, and an accounting class. Accounting will be the death of me, I am sure of it. So I have assignments like every single day, you guys, whether it's like reading a huge case and then writing like pretty much a proposal on it, or writing like a case brief type thing on it, where I'm pretty much just my professor provides questions and we answer them based on the case that we read. So whether I'm doing that, or doing like the thousands and thousands of accounting assignments that we have, or doing the core concepts, filling those out for my economics class, there's always something to do. A lot of papers, a lot of like responses to professors' questions, watching things, and then writing based on that. Like, there's not a day where I go to class where I don't turn something in. And that is super different from law school, because like in law school, I know I had peers who did not do anything until it was time for a final. Your grade was dependent on one exam, as opposed to in business school, your grade is dependent on a cumulative of assignments that you have to do, as well as exams, which there are more than one exam depending on what class you're in. So it just kind of blew my mind, because I have not like turned in assignments for real since like my senior year of college. And even then I took super lax classes, so I wasn't like doing the most then either. So it's like a huge shock for me to have all these assignments to turn in, and I feel like I still haven't like got my bearings on like how this is working, or how to really like organize this and figure out this and figure out that. And the class that's been the biggest struggle for me is accounting. And you guys know, like, my background is mass communication and marketing. So marketing, thriving in that class. Love my professor, love the subject matter. Like, marketing is me. Like, I love marketing. Economics, my professor is in a league of his own. It's a very different teaching style. He's he's a genius. He's brilliant. So his approach is a lot different than any approach I've ever seen. But accounting is just like, we have a portal that we use, which is called Cengage. I don't know, maybe you guys use it in school as well. And it just pretty much has all of our assignments that we have to do. And we have to go through and complete the assignments by 3 o'clock on Wednesday. And it's like so many assignments, and it's like a pre-test and a post-test, and it's just a lot. So, you know, if you're someone who does not like to have, you know, to be micromanaged, because I feel like I'm being micromanaged. It's a lot of like checking in and see how you're doing so far in this class, based on, like, that's how assignments are to me. It's like a form of micromanaging, as opposed to law school, where you're like grown. Like, I'm on my own pace. If I'm doing the reading, I'm doing it. If I'm not, I'm not. Of course, in law school, you have your legal writing class and research, where there you do have assignments, but it's nothing like business school. So yeah, as opposed to law school having one class where you have assignments, business school, all of your classes have assignments. So there's a huge difference there. So please keep that in mind if you're interested in one or the other, or even a dual program. They are very different in that regard. The next is my note-taking style. So in law school, notes were life. I'm writing down pretty much every single thing that the professor says in one color. If a classmate says something, I'm writing that down in a different color, because I'm trying to discern whether what they said is accurate or needed, or whether what they said is, you know, a really good addition to my notes. But my notes are there. In law school, I started off writing my notes, but following, like, I guess like the first few months, I became a note sharer, where I provided my notes to a student who had an accommodation, and I got paid for that. So y'all know I'm all about multiple streams of income. Get your money, girl. So I did that. So it kind of became super like redundant for me to write my notes and then type them out, and then time just became very limited. So instead, I just began to type my notes, and I didn't notice much of a change like in the way I retain the information. I will say sometimes it is better to write. Just depends on the type of person you are, what kind of learner you are. But business school, the professors provide like slides for everything. So I found that I will be writing down something the professor said, and then I'll look up and it's right on the slide that I already have access to. So my notes in business school are not nearly as detailed or even present as they were in law school. I really take very minimal notes. In accounting, I try to take notes, but most of the time I don't even know what we're talking about. So I have to go home and learn it anyway. But yeah, the notes for business school are nothing like my notes in law school. In law school, like, I'm super on it because at the end of the day, one exam, and you better believe that the day you decide not to take notes, that is going to be one of the issues on your exam. And who has time for that? Not me. So my notes in law school were to the T, on point. If I missed something, I was going to my professor's office hour like, girl, what did you say right here? Because I did not get that. Like, I was on it. But business school, the slides are there, and I do not have time to just be sitting there wasting writing what's already on the screen. So I just, you know, maybe write down something that the professor says that isn't on the screen, little fun facts that they say, websites that they talk about, like just simple things like that. But I don't spend the entire class like writing. I'm just kind of like listening and soaking it all up like a sponge. I'll let you know how that works for me after I take my test. I might have to do some changing around, but it seems like it should be cool. Next is the workload. It's kind of similar to what I said. The workload is just different. In law school, I feel like I never, ever, even though the workload was different, I never had free time in law school. If I have free time, it's because I made free time for myself. And the reason for that is there's so much like tension and there's so much like stress in law school. Because it's graded on the curve, I'll go into grading differences later, but because it's graded on the curve, it just puts so much tension on you, makes you feel like I have to be working all the time to make sure that I know this and have this for this following exam. As opposed to business school, like I said, I have classes Monday and I have classes on Wednesday. So Monday through Wednesday are super hectic for me. Like, I am stressing out. But on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, I'm kind of like chilling, as opposed to in law school. Like, because I had classes 5 days a week, I was always working those 5 days as well as on the weekends. And maybe I would take a few hours off one day. Maybe I would take a day off one day. But it was because I did a lot of work at the forefront so that I could be able to take off that time. But business school, I find that it is a little bit more flexible as long as I manage my time well, which I really try my very hardest and pride myself on time management. If you want to see a video on that, leave a comment below. So yeah, the workload is different, but there are a lot more assignments in business school. So it's just like, you know, it's different. It's just different. It's just two very different types of schooling. Next are grades. So in law school, like I said, you're graded on pretty much one exam that you take. If you have a class that's a full year, it will be 2 exams. So you'll have a midterm exam as well as your final exam, and that will be combined to total your final grade in that class. Business school, it's like 20% of my classes, 20% of my classes based on like the cases. 30% is the exam. The rest is this. Like, it's all broken down by things that we're doing as the time goes on. So there's a lot more room for you to kind of like maybe mess up a little bit and kind of like pick it back up and still do well, as opposed to law school, like you get one shot, and if you ruin it, you got a D in the class and you might have to retake it. That didn't happen to me or anybody I know, but I shouldn't be laughing. But that's really law school for you. Like, that's why it is so stressful. Like, if you mess up that one exam, and you could be brilliant in that class and just had a bad day, and if you had a bad day during that exam, you are done. And that's just the nature of the beast. Business school, you mess up on an assignment here or there, it's straight, because you still have like 80 more points to accumulate. So it's just different. I really like that about business school, because sometimes you just don't want to do it. And you know, I will not suggest that anybody have that mindset, but sometimes, you know, you get sick or you're not feeling well or you have a family emergency and you just can't. Like, you just can't. So it's super, I like it a lot better in that regard. But that one exam thing in law school, yeah, it is not the most fun thing. Additionally, law school is graded on a curve. So even though you might have did the best you've ever done in your life, if someone did a lot better than you, that curve is tight and you probably have a B- or a C. It sucks. It is the worst. Nobody likes the curve, and I definitely hate it. Business school, it is so not like that at all. If you did well and you got an A, you got an A. I've gotten an A on every assignment I've turned in thus far, and it's not like an A-. Like, I've gotten like 70 out of 70 or 80 out of 80, and I'm like, wow, like, that was the work that I was doing in law school as well. Super hard work. But if somebody did a little bit better than me, then guess what? That's a B. Guess what? That's an A-. So it's just, I love the fact that in business school I'm graded individually and I'm not graded against my classmates, because it also makes for a more collective, fun environment. Which brings us to the next point, which is the environment. You know, law school, you have your few friends that you make here and there, depending on the kind of person that you are. But aside from that, it's kind of like you're in your zone and you're focused on your own success. It's super hard to just form super tight knit groups because people get really shady, shifty, and bizarre. Business school, we're kind of like a big old weird team. We have like a group chat that the group has where if someone has a question on an assignment, everybody's down to like answer it for them. Like we're not weird. We're not like super competitive because it's like we can all get A's, and that's our goal. Like we all want to do really well. Additionally, in law school, my class had 70 people, about 70 students. Business school, I think there's like 13 of us in my cohort. So it's like, you know, it's just super chill. We're just chilling and we're coasting. Most of those people are full-time employees at different companies, so it's just like a different dynamic for sure. So I do like the environment in business school. I have found that because I go back and forth between both campuses, I live closer to my law school, so I spend all my time studying there, and I'm also overly involved in my law school. I do Barbary, as you guys know. I'm the president of the Black Law Student Association. I'm also the second year rep for the Student Bar Association, and I'm also a student ambassador. So I'm always there, and I have found that all of the people in my section now are just super chill and super fun. I really just think it's that first year that brings on a lot of like new stress that just makes people act like freaking weirdos. But now they're pretty straight. So what's up, y'all? If you're watching this video, hey y'all, how y'all doing? So yeah, they're pretty cool now, but first year I was like, are y'all good? Like what is up? Rough night, tired, no breakfast. Like I was really questioning people's sanity, but they're cool now, so hey, it's all good. Next, the resources. I think that law school has a lot more resources that they offer. And the reason being is that law school is just known for being super challenging and known for causing a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress, and just a lot of like tension. So I think because of that, they really do promote a lot more resources than I found at business school. Like in law school, they have like a counselor that you can go talk to if you're feeling overwhelmed. They have a lot of like academic success programs that they put on like weekly just to make sure that you're doing well, how to outline, how to do this, how to do that. Business school, I haven't seen like any of that. So I do think that it's just, once again, it's just about the climate of the two different kind of schools. Law school, you can cut the tension with a knife. Business school, you don't even need a knife. You can just like rub the tension maybe during exam time, but tension is not really present, except for me in an accounting class. But you know, it's straight. We're gonna get it together. But yeah, resources, I feel like there are a lot more resources in law school. Next is tuition, how to pay for it. A lot of you guys have contacted me before about like, how do you pay for school? Like, do you know like how does financial aid work? I will tell you this, I am not a savant on financial aid. I don't know much about how it works, or debt, or student loans, but I should know some because I do have some student loans, so let's be clear about that. But I should know more about that. But whenever it comes to numbers, I get freaked out, which is why I'm in business school, because I am learning and I am tackling numbers, and I am embracing the things that I'm not good at, because I know it's something I need to be good at as a business owner and as an entrepreneur. Nobody's going to get over on me. I will have all the knowledge I need. So yeah, when it comes to numbers, sometimes I'm a little reluctant and hesitant, so I can't tell you all of that, but I can tell you that you pay for it essentially the same way. For me, I have scholarships from both law school as well as business school, and I also have student loans. So if you're interested in school, going to school, I would look up some videos on pretty much FAFSA. That's how you go about it, is filling out the financial aid form. I believe they changed the timing of when you fill it out now, but you fill that out and you pretty much say how much you think you'll need. If you're younger, or depending on like if you're dependent, you might put your parents' income, you might just put your income. It just depends, but I've never met anyone who's been denied financial aid. It's just something that you're gonna have to pay back. And another thing that I would say is, please, I'm not one to tell you how to spend your money, because you know, it's your money. But when it comes to education, I truly believe that you cannot put a price on it. If it's something that you cannot pay for out of pocket, so be it. You take out student loans, and in the long run, you can pay for it, because you will acquire the education and the knowledge that you need to get the job, or to further yourself to where you want to be. I've talked to a really big attorney at HBO, and she just kind of broke it down to me in a way that made the most sense. She said, you know, I pay about $300 a month for student loans, and I'm paying $300 for the life that I'm living, for the success that I have, for this amazing job that I have to be able to provide for my... Sorry you guys, the camera turned off. But anyway, she said, you know, I'm paying for the life that I'm living. Like, I'm paying $300 for this amazing education and all of these resources and connections that I've made. Like, you do not put a price on your education. So I can be $1 million in debt, but if I have this education that I worked so hard to have, to be the first person in my family to go to law school, the first person in my family to go to business school, like, this is amazing. I'm setting the standards so that people below me and people, my younger cousins and my younger siblings, know that it's possible to do this. Like, it's challenging, no doubt, but it's so worth it, and it's just an amazing experience. So you can never put a price on that, you guys. So that's just kind of coming from me, but once again, I cannot tell you how to spend your money because, you know, who am I? I'm just Timaiah. But yes, you pay for it essentially the same way. If you guys seen my last, you haven't seen it yet, but I did post a vlog. My MBA vlog will be up after this one. But, you know, I applied for so many scholarships for business school, it wasn't even funny. And, you know, I even started having scholarships trickle in after the semester had started, and I won a $3,000 scholarship. And I'm just like, I'm so thankful that I was able to win that. But it's all about just, you know, staying down, like taking your time, filling out these applications and applying for this, applying for that. It's going to be challenging, it's going to be tedious, but it's so worth it. So next is school life balance. Business school, like I said, I feel like I can do a lot more. I'm honestly really enjoying, although the workload is a lot, I'm honestly really enjoying the time that I have to really dedicate to YouTube. I've been able to vlog a lot. I started Timaiah Tuesdays, which I'm so excited for, because I love to film content. Like, I love to do YouTube. You know, this is one of the things that I want to continue to do as an entrepreneur. I really want to focus on growing my YouTube channel and broadening the scope of my channel and doing more than just law school and business school stuff, but also staying true to my core competency, which is, you know, being a student, being focused, being ambitious. And another thing that I want to say is, even in business school, like, it just made me think just more like an entrepreneur. So there's something that I've kind of used this hashtag a little bit, but it's bomb and brilliant. So I have found that smart girls or smart men have not been given the credit that they so deserve. And it's almost as though if you're smart, you're like a loser, or you're like lame, or you're just like, you know, whatever. But all of the smart girls that I know, including myself, and smart men that I know, are bomb. Like, well put together, hard-working, aesthetically pleasing, beautiful, ambitious people. So that kind of just sparked bomb and brilliant. So bomb and brilliant, y'all, please hashtag that if you're a beautiful bomb girl, beautiful bomb man, and you are brilliant. Like, you're a hard worker. You go to school, or you work hard, you have your own business, or you're interested in business, what have you, anything. You're just brilliant. Even if you don't go to school and you're just you have a brilliant mind and you just work hard, you're an entrepreneur, you have your own spirit, you do what you want to do, you're bomb and you're brilliant, and nobody can take that from you, though they try. Though they may try to discredit you and discredit your beauty or discredit your mind or what you bring to the table, you are bomb and brilliant. And it's just one of the ways that I stay confident, which is a video that you guys will be seeing, is how to stay confident, how to be a girl boss, how to be a boss bee, like what have you, whatever words you want to use for it. Like, some of you guys have come to me about that, and that's something that I struggle with to just become the person that I am today, but I'm so happy with the person I am today. So business school really, like, let me reel it in. Business school really kind of helped me kind of like just keep my focus and kind of really understand what it is I want to give to the world, what it is I want to give to my subscribers or my friends or the people around me. And it's just to motivate y'all to know that y'all can do whatever the heck you put your mind to. I am not the smartest person I know. I struggle so hard, it's not even funny, but I work hard, and I know that anything that I want, I can acquire if I just put forth the effort. Bomb and brilliant. Brilliance is not to say you're the smartest person in the room, because I am not that at all, but I might very well be the hardest worker in the room, and that's all I need. So bomb and brilliant. Business school has really helped me kind of keep it there. Law school, I had no school life balance at all. It was not real fun, but I made time for what I wanted to make time for. Like I said, I did a lot of work at the front end, so if I knew I wanted to do something one weekend, I would, you know, stay in the library till like 5 a.m. like trying to do all my readings for the week. And yeah, it's just like that for law school. For people who are in law school, I want to give you guys a little bit of advice on how to stay ahead, because that's the key in law school, is to stay ahead, so that while everybody else is reading for class the next day, you can be like outlining or reviewing your outline or studying, just so that you are always current with the material and you're knowing it. If you have the ability to do all your reading on the weekend, so say like from Friday to Sunday, you get all your reading done for all your classes, take really detailed notes, so that before you go to that class, you're able to review those notes and kind of refresh your brain and remember what the heck you guys learned or what the heck you read. But if you're able to do that during the week while everybody else is reading, that's your time to get ahead and study and memorize. And I would highly suggest that, because I feel like it'll really just keep you not afloat, but it'll keep you floating above the curve. And that's kind of what you want. Once again, you just have to have a competitive mindset in law school. Don't be a shifty weirdo. We don't have time for that. But you just have to remember what the end goal is. It's one exam. You better do your best, because guess what? That's what it's gonna be. So if whatever you can do to give yourself that competitive advantage, do that. And yeah, the last thing I want to get into is just pros and cons. There's pros to both of them. I have learned so much in the past year things I never thought that I would learn. I'm really excited about business school, though it has challenged me so much with just accounting and things like that. I'm really excited to finally have this knowledge, because before, I'll be honest, I was so reluctant to even like do anything with numbers. I was like, you know what, I'll have an assistant, I'll have an accountant, blah blah blah. But one of the first things I learned in business school was that when you're starting a business, or it's a startup business, you don't have that much money. So while you're paying your money to an accountant, guess who you're not paying? You're not paying yourself, because you don't have enough money to pay both of you. I will not be giving my last to somebody else that is not me. So I need to learn this on my own, and it's just a part of being an entrepreneur. It's a part of running your own business, a part of being a leader. Sometimes you have to bite the bullet and do it yourself. So I'm happy to finally get this knowledge, and to not have to push stuff off on other people and just say, okay, well, she'll handle the money, and I will do this, I'll delegate, I'll make sure this is this, I'll make sure this is that. Like, I want to be able to do everything so that I have that knowledge. I'm super just happy to be able to do that. But it's just all about me just staying down and really focusing. So, you know, that's kind of like a con and pro. Like, con is it's challenging. A pro is that I know I can do it, and I'm also super excited to kind of know this. Law school, a con is sometimes the environment can be extremely, make you really get away from who you are as a person, and you just have to be strong in your truth and strong in who you are. Remain a positive force, and that way you cannot let any negativity infiltrate who you are as a person. I stayed positive throughout my entire law school career. My first year, I did not let any of that negativity come into my head, cloud my judgment, cloud my space, because believe me, people will try, and you just cannot allow it. So I just kind of, if you were negative, or you were weird, or you just brought an energy that I was not checking for, you could not be around me. And it was like the moment I started law school is the moment that I became so protective of my space, and it transcended to everything I was involved in. So if you were a friend who I knew before, and you always had a negative disposition, maybe before I would never say anything about it, but now after being in law school and knowing the importance of protecting my peace, I would not allow you to be around me if you had negative energy. Law school really did that for me. Just made me stay true to myself, and just true to my happiness, and just true to comparing myself against myself. The curve would really force you to compare yourself against your classmates. I did not care what they did. If they did well, I'm super happy for them, but it's beyond my concern. I was focused solely on myself and competing against myself. If I didn't like my grade on one exam, I'm going to do even better next time. Like, it was just Timaiah versus Timaiah. And if you have that mindset, you can always just count on being happy. And that's my biggest goal, is just to be happy and confident in who I am and what I bring to the table. So yeah, pros and cons to everything, but at the end of the day, I'm super grateful to be able to be involved in both of these programs, and to be learning subject matter pertaining to law and pertaining to business. And yeah, there it is, the differences between law school and business school. A lot of differences. Some of you guys may be simply interested in business school, which is great. Some of you guys may be simply interested in law school, which is also great. But some of you guys may be like me and have a strong interest in both of them, which is also great. So if there are questions that I did not answer for you guys, please be sure to leave them below, and I will be sure to answer them as soon as I see them. You can also shoot me an email once again, or go to my social media, all below here once again. And I really appreciate it. Please, if you have not already, please subscribe. I love you guys so much. Thumbs up this video, and thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.
You say you love me for me. It's hard to believe.